Today on the show, we'll be going over all the most important discounts, and I'll be giving you guys my weekly buyer's guide on this update for the week of the 20th through the 26th. There was some other big news this week that I needed to get out of the way first, so this video is coming out a little bit later than I wanted to, obviously before anyone made their purchases for this week, but nonetheless, I always want to make sure you guys are covered with these discounted items so you don't waste any of your hard-earned money or gold. And there's actually a lot to go over today in terms of this stuff, so apologies in advance about the video length. I have timestamps in the description in case you're looking for something specific that you want to check out, but nonetheless, if you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on this video. And if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your notifications turned on. We'll start off with the revolver and the pistol weapon discounts first, as you have lots of choices here, and I'll do a brief walkthrough of each and my own thoughts on how they all stack up against each other here. Starting off with the Cattleman, obviously if you want to pick up a second one for you to dual wield, I highly recommend it. The Cattleman deals 30.9 damage, and stats wise, it doesn't really have anything super special to note, nor does it really suffer any loss in stats anywhere besides maybe damage, where the LeMat and Navy deal much more. It's a fine PvE sidearm for headshots, but not particularly suggested by myself for PvP due to its lower damage. The double action deals the least amount of damage of the revolvers, sitting at 25.25, and it's also quite inaccurate. This, alongside with the slower reload speed than the Cattleman, make it kind of impractical as a sidearm. However, when you're using Gunslinger's Choice as an ability card, it becomes the most accurate weapon in the game, and the double action with Gunslinger's Choice is a pretty decent PvE weapon for headshots if you don't mind the somewhat slow reload speed it has. The Schofield revolver deals 34 damage but fires slower than the Cattleman, and it reloads slightly slower than the Cattleman when one-handed and reloads slightly faster than the Cattleman when dual-wielded, so that's kind of interesting there. This can make it a fair alternative to the LeMat as well for PvE, as it has a reasonably quick reload speed and it's more comfortable to use because of this. Now moving on, we have the LeMat revolver dealing 38.85 damage, and it boasts a larger ammo capacity and a shotgun alt fire. While it has the slowest reload speed of the revolvers, the extra 3 shots that the LeMat has makes up for it, and it's a great revolver for both PvP and especially PvE. Now lastly, the Navy revolver. This one deals 41.8 damage, and it's the most accurate of all revolvers. It has a great advantage in PvP where you can deal consistent damage per second, even at slightly further ranges. However, due to its slow reload speed and 6-shot ammo capacity, you'll be stuck reloading it quite often, so I find it can be replaced with a couple other revolvers for PvE, but PvP, I think it's a must. And that's all the revolvers on offer, but how about the pistols? I'll go through the damages of these as well, and then I'll give my top 3 picks out of all the revolvers and the pistols. The Volcanic pistol deals 53.2 damage, but it has the slowest fire rate of all sidearms. However, it is the most accurate of all sidearms as well, and this makes it a solid PvE pistol because of its ammo efficiency, but it's also less useful in PvP due to its lower DPS. Now remember, DPS is different than just straight damage, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But moving on, the semi-auto pistol deals 30.9 damage. Both the semi-auto and the Mauser have the same rate of fire and has a slightly faster reload speed than the Mauser pistol, but it holds 2 less shots per gun, so you should use this over the Mauser when using the ability card Gunslinger's Choice, since it gives this pistol a unique bonus effect where it cuts the recoil bloom size in half, allowing for very accurate consecutive shots. Now this is a huge advantage over the Mauser when Gunslinger's Choice is involved. A bloom size half as large is much more useful than 4 more total shots than the Mauser pistol offers. And moving on, of course, we have the Mauser pistol. It deals 31.65 damage, and like I said, both it and the semi-auto have the same rate of fire. It holds 2 more shots per gun and has a slightly slower reload speed, and you should use this over the semi-auto when you're not using the Gunslinger's Choice ability card, since 4 more total shots is more useful than a slightly faster reload speed, as that is their main difference here. Now the top 3 I personally recommend you should be looking out for are the LeMat revolver, the Navy revolver, and the Volcanic pistol, because each offers something a little bit different, which could help you make the decision on what to get a little bit easier. Now I should note that all 3 of these have slower reload speeds than revolvers and other pistols, but reload speed I would say is the least important stat for PvE for a couple of different reasons, those being the auto reload mechanic and the ability to swap to another weapon at the tap of a button with your weapon wheel. So that's it for our weapons discounts. Now let's transition to fence pamphlets, and I have some top picks as well here which I strongly recommend you get your hands on First, we have the Express Explosive Ammo Pamphlet. This pamphlet allows you to craft this ammo, which you can use in revolvers, pistols, rifles, and repeaters, and you can hold 10 explosive ammo for each class of weapon, and this ensures a one-shot kill on any NPC, even with legendary bounties at 5 stars, and in PvP, you'll drop players who don't have tonics, or those who have even taken a tier 1 tonic with one shot. Tier 2 and tier 3 tonics, of course, require more than one explosive shot. However, this obviously isn't a pamphlet most suited for PvP because of its limited amount, but obviously it's very, very effective, and you'll probably get some salty folks messaging you if you use it on them. It's cheap because it's so good, and that's really why most folks, including myself, will use it very sparingly here. It's the perfect defense tool as well when you're delivering your trader wagon long distance for the $625, and I'd say most players mind their own business in this game, but don't be afraid to pull out that explosive ammo when you have a posse of several bandits who try and blow up and steal your trader delivery. Obviously, just don't use it to hunt normal animals or even the legendaries in online, as it destroys the pelt completely, unlike in story mode where you actually can use explosive ammo on legendaries. It doesn't work like that in online. Next, we have the Dynamite Arrow Pamphlet, another necessity for self-defense. You just need an arrow, a flight feather, and a stick of dynamite to craft it, and you can send these flying at enemies who are attacking your wagons. And the best part here is when you use it with Paint It Black, because this turns into an aimbot grenade launcher, as these dynamite arrows have a much larger blast radius than the traditional explosive ammo meant for long arms. And for the third pamphlet I recommend to you, it is the Explosive Shotgun Slug Recipe. Similar to explosive ammo, this pamphlet is exclusive for shotguns only, so you might as well buy it so all classes of weapons have explosive ammo that you can use and defend yourself from hostile players looking to ruin your fun. Now, there's a few other good honorable mentions like the fire arrows, the incendiary buckshot, and those types of pamphlets, but I want to move on to tonic related pamphlets, as these are also incredibly helpful and really don't take too much time to craft, so you might as well buy these pamphlets. First, we have the Horse Meal Pamphlet. This pamphlet fully restores all horse cores and yields gold cores for a day. It requires 3 black currant or gold currant, 3 beets, and 3 hay to make 1 horse meal, and usually you'll see me feeding my horse hay or carrots because I don't need to always give my horse gold cores, but I do recommend it for a few reasons. 1, the Ruthless Difficulty Moonshine story missions and high tier legendary bounties both feature enemies that do crazy amounts of damage, so you want to make sure if you're riding your horse that it doesn't die mid gunfight when you're not paying attention, or have it drop you to the ground, because that's typically when the game forces the enemies into close range with you and you have a much higher chance of dying. So treat this pamphlet like your special or superior stews at camp if you have the stew pot, where you give your own character gold cores to give yourself some of that extra little bit of time to pop off that tonic where you notice you're low on health, stamina, or deadeye, except this time it's with your horse. Now, that's also why I would recommend you use the special health cures and special horse medicine pamphlets. These pamphlets protect you and your character with the most powerful health fortifications possible. The special health cure for your outlaw requires 2 Alaskan ginseng, 2 yarrow, and 2 English mace, and the special horse medicine requires 2 Alaskan ginseng, 2 bulrush, and 2 carrots. And if you want a special tonic, also known as a tier 3 tonic, to cover your health, stamina, and deadeye, look no further than the special miracle tonic, but be warned, it does take a lot more materials to craft. 6 black currant or yellow golden currant, 6 burdock root, 6 yarrow. The major disclaimer here though is you can craft potent health cures, potent bitters, and potent snake oils without any use of pamphlets at all. Those are tier 2 tonics, and typically I just craft those because they don't require any more effort than sourcing materials, not a whole lot of effort at least, and I don't really need them all too much anyway, so when I do take them, I use them very sparingly. Now, the special horse revivers are also good too, as those will give your horse a gold health core for 1 game day, and if your horse dies, then you revive it, and so it's kind of like a partial horse meal in that regard. Now, moving on, let's talk about the Wilderness Outfitters discounts last. Lots of great equipment here that you don't want to overlook. While items like camp dogs, camp flags, and even camp themes and the like are really all personal preference, you have to check out that equipment section. At the camp equipment section, you can purchase a fast travel post for super easy fast travel, and it's also discounted if you're going back to camp from somewhere else in the world. The camp stew pot for great, special, and even superior quality stews, so you can always have gold health cores, and the deluxe campfire for faster cooking at your camp when you need to cook meats or craft tonics. The weapons locker to store unwanted or unused weapons. I typically have everything equipped on myself because I like just keeping the game fresh and fun when I can equip any weapon as I want, but when I used to play on PS4, I only kept a few weapons on my character, and so the weapons locker was very useful for that. Now, personally, if I could only make one purchase out of this camp equipment list, it would be the stew pot, because because it helps out so much, and I always have gold cores when I set out on missions, and possibly even the fast travel posts. I just wish the fast travel post from camp in specific was free, but it's okay. It saves me a lot of time nonetheless when I'm on the money and gold grind. So that's about it for my buyer's guide for this week's discounts. There was a lot to talk about, so apologies for the longer video this time around. And actually, I kind of shortened my script here. There was a whole lot that I wanted to go through, but I figured I'd speed it up for you guys. Nonetheless, I want to make sure you guys get all the tips and best recommendations so you can be sure you're spending your money on the right things. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and want to stay up to date with all the best Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions on there. You can follow me at Hazardous HDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.